Okay, here is a good one. This is an example of everything I've been saying in all my videos. This is out of the Idaho Freemason. This is the published quarterly by the Grand Lodge of Ancient Free and Accepted Masons of Idaho. It's for April 2007. I really like this. This is interesting. On page 8. For as long as he could remember, a boy named Chris Gressius dreamed of someday becoming a police officer. But there was a major problem with his wish. He had leukemia, and he wasn't expected to live long enough to become a police officer. He wasn't going to make it into adulthood. So when he was 7 years old, and that's when a family friend who was a United States Custom officer arranged for Chris to come as close as he could to living his dream. He made a call to Officer Ron Cox in Phoenix, and he arranged for Chris to spend the day with officers from the Arizona Department of Public Safety. When the day arrived, Chris was welcomed by 3 squad cars and a police motorcycle ridden by Fran Shankwitz. Then he was treated to a ride in a police helicopter. Wow, lucky 7-year-old kid. They finished the day by swearing Chris in as the first and only honorary state officer, state trooper. The next day, Cox enlisted the assistance of the company that manufactured the uniforms for the Arizona Highway Patrol, and within 24 hours, their people presented Chris with an officer patrolman's uniform. And he was absolutely ecstatic. You just see him, can't you? I mean, seriously. Talk about fantastic. 2 days later, Chris died in the hospital. His uniform close at hand. Officer Shankwitz was saddened by his little friend's death. But he was grateful that he had experienced the opportunity to help Chris. He also realized that there were many children in similar dire circumstances to Chris's. This prompted Shankwitz to co-found the Make-A-Wish Foundation. In the 20 years since then, he and his organization have enlarged the experiences of more than 80,000 children. There is nothing as valuable or rewarding as adding value to the lives of others. Now, seriously, what if every one of us was to find something like that to do with ourselves? How could the world be improved? How could you make someone be happy? Genuinely, there's no way that little boy could repay them. Okay, so they spent $100 in gas and probably a couple of $100 in time out of their busy work day to help a little kid who was going to die anyway for 2 days. They went completely out of the way to make that kid absolutely ecstatic, and they've done it to 80,000 more kids. What do you think it does for their parents, for their brothers and sisters, for their cousins, their uncles, their aunts, and their other friends? What if, seriously, we took just a little more time and thought of someone else a little bit more than of ourselves? What kind of world would it be if all 6.5 billion of us did that? For once, quit worrying about making $50 billion every 3 months. I mean, how much is enough? Are you gonna suffer if you only make $49 billion because you spent a few extra hours helping someone else who was a whole lot less fortunate than you. What a great concept. And therein is the challenge. Are we going to be great? Or are we going to be mediocre?